You are listening to Unleashed Now, the enterprise tech podcast generated entirely by AI. In this episode, we unleash the new pricing model for Salesforce AgentForce.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Salesforce's AgentForce.
Okay.
Their new AI product that's really kind of causing a stir out there.
Right.
Especially after all the buzz at Dreamforce.
Definitely.
We've got a whole stack of articles and insider insights and all that.
Sounds good.
And we're going to unpack what makes AgentForce so different.
All right.
Especially their bold new pricing strategy.
Okay.
What does it mean for businesses? Is this the shakeup that the Salesforce ecosystem has been waiting for?
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
It's definitely got people talking, and for good reason.
Yeah.
This isn't just another incremental update.
Right.
AgentForce is poised to change how we think about AI within a business context.
Right. The sources we've got here are all buzzing about this idea of like agency when it comes to AgentForce. What's the takeaway there?
It boils down to this. AgentForce moves beyond just conversational AI. We've all seen chatbots, but AgentForce is designed to build AI agents that can not only converse, but also take action.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Imagine a customer service agent that not only answers questions, but also automatically processes refunds, schedules technician visits, or even suggests personalized product recommendations, all based on the conversation.
Whoa, okay. That's a game changer. So it's not just about answering questions anymore. It's about AI becoming a proactive force within a business.
Exactly.
Wow.
The potential impact is huge.
Yeah.
This could be a real turning point, especially for smaller businesses that haven't had the resources to implement complex AI solutions before.
Right, right. And that brings us to the other big story here, the pricing model.
Okay.
Salesforce is ditching traditional licensing for AgentForce
Oh.
and going with a pay-per conversation model.
Interesting.
$2 per conversation, to be exact.
Wow.
What's the thinking behind this radical shift?
Well, it's a bold move, and it's generating a lot of debate. Some see it as a way to lower the barrier to entry for AI adoption.
Okay.
Imagine being able to test the waters with AgentForce by deploying a single agent for a specific task.
Right.
Without a huge upfront investment.
Uh-huh.
That's a compelling proposition for a lot of companies, especially those who have been hesitant to jump on the AI bandwagon.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a try before you buy approach to enterprise AI.
Precisely.
Okay.
But it also has significant implications for how businesses budget and plan for AI implementation.
Right.
Instead of fixed licensing costs, you're now dealing with variable costs tied directly to usage.
Mm-hmm.
This requires a different mindset.
Okay.
And a different approach to forecasting and ROI calculations.
Yeah, it definitely shifts the focus from like upfront costs to actual like usage and value generation.
Right.
It makes you wonder how this will play out in terms of budgeting and forecasting.
Well, that's one of the big questions everyone's trying to wrap their heads around. If you can't predict conversation volume accurately, how do you factor that into your financial planning?
Right.
It adds a layer of complexity.
Especially since, unlike Data Cloud or Marketing Cloud, where usage is largely driven by internal processes,
Right.
AgentForce relies on external interactions.
Exactly.
So you're at the mercy of customer behavior in a sense.
Yeah. And that's where the real strategic thinking comes in.
Okay.
Successfully implementing AgentForce won't just be about building the agents.
Mm-hmm.
It will be about anticipating user needs, optimizing interactions, and ensuring each conversation delivers value.
So it's not just a technological shift, it's a strategic one as well.
Absolutely.
Companies will need to adapt their thinking and processes to fully leverage AgentForce.
Absolutely. And this is where those unanswered questions start to pop up.
Yeah.
For instance, one of the articles we have mentions the possibility of a special license type for agents.
Really?
It's not entirely clear how that would fit into the conversation-based model.
Yeah, that caught my eye too. It seems like there might be like a hybrid approach in play,
Right.
combining the paper conversation model with some elements of traditional licensing.
It'll be interesting to see how that unfolds.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's a way to address some of the concerns around cost predictability.
Right.
But we'll have to wait for more details from Salesforce.
And what about tools for like monitoring and managing costs?
Yeah.
If conversation volume is the key driver,
Right.
are there any mechanisms in place to help businesses track those costs
Mm-hmm.
and make sure they're not spiraling out of control?
That's another area where we're still in the dark.
Really?
The sources we've reviewed don't mention any specific tools from Salesforce.
Okay.
for monitoring or forecasting conversation volume?
So companies might be left to their own devices to figure out how to track these costs
Potentially, yes.
and ensure they align with their budget expectations.
It would certainly make sense for Salesforce to provide some level of visibility and control in this area,
Right.
but whether that's on their roadmap remains to be seen.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of excitement about the potential of AgentForce,
Oh, definitely.
but also a healthy dose of caution and a lot of wait and see.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
It's a new frontier,
Mm-hmm.
and there are bound to be some bumps along the way.
But that's what makes it so fascinating.
Right.
We're witnessing a potential paradigm shift in how businesses approach AI.
Exactly. AgentForce has the potential to democratize access to AI,
Okay.
making it more attainable for businesses of all sizes.
Uh-huh.
But it also presents new challenges.
Right.
And requires a new way of thinking about implementation and ROI.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's take a step back
Right.
and try to summarize the key takeaways so far.
Right.
What are the big things our listeners should be thinking about?
Well, first and foremost, AgentForce represents a fundamental change in how we interact with Salesforce.
Okay.
It's about moving beyond traditional CRM functionality and embracing the power of AI to automate and enhance business processes.
And this is enabled by a radical new pricing model that directly ties costs to actual usage
Right.
as opposed to pre-purchased licenses.
It's a shift from paying for potential to paying for outcomes.
Okay.
But it also introduces new challenges around cost predictability and the need for more sophisticated strategic planning.
We've also uncovered some lingering questions
Yes.
about potential licensing components and the availability of tools to monitor and manage conversation volume and associated costs.
Exactly. There's still a lot we don't know.
Yeah.
But that's part of the excitement.
Right.
We're on the cusp of a major evolution in the Salesforce ecosystem, and AgentForce is at the forefront of that change.
Yeah. It really feels like we're standing at a crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
Salesforce is pushing hard into this new era of like AI-powered automation and all that.
Right.
And AgentForce is a big part of that push.
It's a bold vision, and
Yeah.
I think it has the potential to be truly disruptive.
Okay.
Imagine a world where businesses can deploy AI agents to handle all sorts of tasks, from customer service to sales to internal operations.
Right.
It could free up human employees
Yeah.
to focus on more strategic, higher-level work.
It's almost like a glimpse into the future of work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where AI handles the routine, repetitive tasks,
Right.
and humans are freed up to be more creative and innovative.
That's the optimistic view.
Yeah.
And there's certainly a lot to be excited about.
Right.
But as with any disruptive technology, there are also potential downsides and challenges to consider.
Right. Like the concerns around job displacement that always come up when we talk about AI.
Absolutely.
It's something we can't ignore.
It's crucial for businesses and policymakers
Right.
to think carefully about how to manage this transition and ensure that the benefits of AI are shared widely.
Okay.
We need to focus on reskilling and upskilling workforces to prepare for the jobs of the future.
It's a complex issue, but one that we need to start addressing now. The future is coming, whether we're ready for it or not.
And AgentForce is a clear signal that the pace of change is only going to accelerate.
Yeah.
Businesses that embrace these new technologies
Right.
and adapt their strategies accordingly will be the ones that thrive in this new landscape.
So for our listener who's been following along with this deep dive,
Right.
what's the key message they should take away?
I'd say the most important thing is to recognize that AgentForce is more than just a new product.
Okay.
It's a signal of a much larger shift happening in the world of business and technology.
Yeah.
AI is moving from the realm of experimentation to the realm of practical application,
Okay.
and AgentForce is leading the charge.
And with its unique pricing model and focus on actionable AI,
Right.
it's lowering the barrier to entry
Mm-hmm.
and making it possible for companies of all sizes to participate in this AI revolution.
Exactly. So as you consider the implications of AgentForce for your business or industry,
Yeah.
ask yourself, what processes could be automated or enhanced by AI agents?
Right.
How can you prepare your workforce for this new reality? And how can you leverage this technology to create new value for your customers and your business?
Those are excellent questions to ponder. This
Absolutely.
has been a fascinating deep dive into AgentForce.
It really has.
It's clear that we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with this technology.
Right.
And I'm sure we'll be revisiting this topic as AgentForce continues to evolve.
I'm sure we will.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for listening. If you like this episode, please share and follow us on social media. Find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube to be the first to listen to our next episode.